What's up, everyone? So I am in Prospect Park because with this whole quarantine situation, I am outside and cannot use where I normally shoot because the old lady is using that for her work since everyone is working from home. So I'm out in the park and we have Paloma behind the camera shooting me because I'm using my phone because I failed to charge my battery. Super fail, didn't check it before I leave, so now I'm using the phone. Yeah, rookie mistake. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about oh wait, let me tell you what's on my feet first. I'm wearing the 2966, these beautiful engineers. So what I did with these is I soaked them in warm water for 10 minutes, wore them the entire day, and now they are super comfortable and I can wear them in a park and walk the entire park and not have any issues. So, talking about another engineer that I slept on, the 2990. So this one I slept on like the 8886 and the 8884, which I kind of poo-pooed initially, and then I started looking at them more and I thought, I think I might like those. And so these I wanted to try specifically because of this sole. I wanted to see what an engineer would feel like with a nitrile cork sole. And then this is also black harness leather, which is a lot softer. So I have with me in comparison, I have the black chrome, which is steel toe, black chrome, a thicker, tougher leather, and then that stacked heel. So this was the first engineer I purchased from Red Wing engineer I purchased. No, I take that back. I take that back. It was the Hawthorne Abilene was the first one I purchased. Then this one I picked up. And these were a bear to break in. I still haven't broken these in. I'm gonna soak these in water soon. But I was super excited to try these, much lighter, that cork sole. And now, truth be told, I already put these on. I haven't worn them, I just slipped them on just to see what they feel like. And I can tell you already that the break-in is going to be minimal because of that that black harness leather is so soft. And now this is the same leather that's in the 8114 and in the Cooper, and what else? Oh, in the 9075. So let's take a closer look at this 2990 engineer. A closer look at the 2990 in the black harness. You have the nickel hardware here. The nitrile cork sole. I was going back and forth with the employee at Red Wing, and we were talking about whether this is made on the 50 last or not. And I think it's made on the 50 last because I'm wearing the same size as my Iron Ranger. And I wear the same size as my Iron Ranger in all my engineers. So I believe this is made on the 50 last. If someone knows differently, you can let me know. What else do we say about this boot here besides the black harness, softer leather? In comparison to this, if you look, let me grab the other one. If you compare the two, you see how this leather piece comes down at an angle versus this one is just kind of like swoops down. And then also the buckle sloops down at an angle versus this one. I thought that was quite interesting. Other than that, besides the heel, the stacked heel, they're pretty much the same upper. But just those little two things, which I thought was a good comparison in those. And let's see the inside also. Oh yeah, look at here. Okay, look at the inside of the buckle here and the inside here. So you have like a box stitch on this. Can you come closer? See that? See, there's a box stitch there, and then on this one, it doesn't have that. And you can also just feel and look like this leather is so much thicker than this one. This is a very soft and supple leather, which I know is going to break in much easier. Okay, so the one thing that I want to talk about with this boot is that this boot was extremely popular in Europe. it's made in the amber harness, and this is the black harness. I would have liked to have picked up the amber harness, but they're both very, very difficult to find. I looked for this one for quite some time before I was able to find it. Probably maybe the perfect boot for motorcycle riding, because of it's easy to break in. There's no steel toe, so you can actually feel the clutch. Maybe if you're worried about slippage, you may want to debate that. But for me, I don't really have any slippage with nitrile cork. But this was picked up by many, many motorcycle riders in Europe, and it's pretty much sold out everywhere once they came out, because it was a great price and broke in really easily, and they age extremely well. Okay, so I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I'm going to wear the mic while I do the on feet. Right now, I put on the Engineers, the 2990s, and I have to tell you, they slip right on. Extremely comfortable compared to any of the other Engineers I've ever had with that actual Engineer sole. This nitrile cork, it fits perfectly. It hugs your foot extremely nicely, and I have to say, I could see why I could actually probably like wear this all day and not have any issues like any of the other Engineers where you're like, I had to soak these. These I won't have to soak at all, specifically because the black harness leather is very soft. It's very comfortable, and I think having that elevated, that heel where you're kind of like pushed forward a bit, the top of your foot kind of creates, for me, that's part of the reason that they hurt. And then the heel cup isn't as bad as the heel cup on the Engineer sole, that stack sole. So I think those are two reasons why Engineers initially hurt. But let's do the on feet. Let's check it out. Let's see, where are we gonna go? Here, I'll just show you right now what they're looking like. Look at those. They look good. And for those of you who don't like that heel, that extra heel on there, for those of you who don't like that extra heel on an Engineer, this is perfect for you, unless you get it redone. I'm wearing Selvage Denim by Tenu Denim. I think it's a slim fit. It's not too slim, but this is that's what I'm wearing today. I really like the cut of these jeans a lot. I think what I'm going to do after I do this on feet and wear these, I think I'm going to apply some mink oil to this leather, because I don't know the story of this leather, and I have to check and see when these were made. I know I didn't do like I didn't do the best with the review because I was in the park and kind of thrown off of not being where I normally am, but I honestly can't believe how comfortable these are. These feel just really, really nice. Actually, I should take these off to see when they were made. But let's check out another spot. I'm gonna check and see when these were made, because as I said before, that I wanted to throw some mink oil on these, and I don't know the story of these boots, so I'm gonna check and see when these were made. And I didn't do it initially in the park because, as I said, I was thrown off. So these were made March 2015. So these boots are 5 years old. Don't know the story other than got them used but not worn at all. And 5 years. 5 years. I'm sure they were probably just in someone's box. Maybe someone bought them and this was like not really interested in wearing them, or changed their mind about it. But definitely going to condition these with some mink oil. But you can see they're already starting to break. That's so fast. It's pretty cool. There's like a nice golden color hitting off of the building, so there's a little reflection that's coming off, so you can see it's a different bit of light than normally when I'm shooting in this setting here. But it just gives it a nice little look. I wanted to say that which could be a turnoff to some of you. I can see why maybe these would appeal to women because of the leather being really soft and easy to break in, and there's no heel, and the sole is comfortable. So I can see why this style would be very appealing to women. So the way the engineer hugs your foot, it kind of feels a bit like a Chelsea, and looking down on it, you can see, because it doesn't have the laces kind of that stitching on the top of your foot where it's pressing down, so it's quite comfortable in that way. And also with not having that heel stack, you're not leaning forward, and so it just is comfortable all around. I could honestly walk easily 2 miles in these out of the box and not have any issues, especially if I was wearing the right socks. So I'm really happy with that. This here is a look at after I applied mink oil. So everything before this was just how they came out of the box, but I applied mink oil to them since I didn't know if they were ever conditioned, being that they were manufactured 5 years ago. And so I threw on a coat of mink oil, and they looked really good after that. I like having that shine on there. The one thing that I would add to that is that these are fabric lined versus all the other engineers with the steel toe are leather lined. I don't know if that's because of the leather, well, not the leather being a bit softer, that they added that extra support with the fabric, or being that there's no steel toe. I'm not quite sure, but I like the way they look. Very happy with this $29.90 and excited to see how they break in. So that is the Red Wing $29.90 engineer in the black harness leather. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Paloma for recording, since I had the epic fail on my camera. Yeah. We'll see you guys soon. Be a boot.